So I was saying that I've never really been one of these women who's like planning my wedding and planning who I'm going to get married to from the time I was 6 years old, and wanting to be a homeowner and being a household working so that I can buy my own house and get my own car and this and that and this and that. But more accurately, what the truth is that I'd always been envisioning my life in the States, in America, and my issue was that I wanted to get all my academia out of the way and go back to America. And because in America they drive on the other side of the road. In England we drive on the left side of the road, and in America, as well as many other parts of the world, they drive on the right side of the road. And for many years I didn't know this, that you can actually get you can have a UK driving license and use it in America. I didn't know that. So this is what is actually more accurate, is that, you know, I was just thinking, well, I don't need to worry about these things for now, learning to drive and getting my own car, you know, because I'll do all that when I get to the States. Yeah. And the same as relationships, I was always thinking, when I get to the States, you know, I'm going to meet some nice, handsome, tall black man, nice like physique, you know, or whatever, like Spanish looking dude or like Hawaiian looking dude or something like this, you know, good mannerism, like tall, strapping American, nice American accent and all of this, you know, can take me basketball, we'll go on the beach, we'll go to Miami together and all of this sort of thing. That's more so what I was thinking in my head. So in terms of what I was saying, like, I don't see myself as a failure, I don't see myself as a victim, but, you know, because I've always had a plan and I stuck to my plan, and I would say about 70% of what I planned came into being. But the part that didn't happen was that I never envisioned myself for so many years and all this time later to still be here in the UK, in this country. So that's actually what's more accurate, you know. So I never envisioned that 25 years later, in my 40s, you know, I would still be in this country, still not with a car, not had with my driving license, and not in a relationship. You know, that's more so the issue. And the thing is, like what I'm saying, yeah, I don't see myself as a failure, I don't see myself as a victim. I just never anticipated life, circumstance and situation to be like this. I never anticipated that people that I would meet, you know, would become so jealous, so toxic. You know, I never envisioned that I would get into relationships. I never would ever thought that from going to college, from going to university, studying, getting a degree, I never, you know, actually accomplishing things like community theatre work that I've done, you know, that I engaged in. I never knew all of this would have brought so much jealousy, so much hate from so much hating, jealous, toxic people, and also affect my relationships. I never knew that, you know, I would meet, I'd be in relationships where I never knew my intellect would become a hindrance in my life because of people's jealousy. You know, this is the part of my life that I never anticipated. I never anticipated that I would have to go it alone and do what I'm doing alone on my own. That's the part I didn't anticipate. You know, even I wanted family life, and I have family life now with my son. Whatever I've set out to do, I've done. Just, I never anticipated the struggle it would be, the fact that I would have to do it alone. And just like now, all that time ago, I never anticipated all of this, you know, social media, that you could just pick up your phone, start talking to your camera, and it be transmitted like around the world, talk to people globally around the world. You know, I never, who would have anticipated this, you know, the way life is today? Who on earth would have anticipated this thing called gang stalking and being a targeted individual? Who 10 years ago would have even anticipated the COVID lockdown that happened globally, where we all had to stay indoors and not go anywhere? and stay 6 feet apart and walk around with crazy masks on our face for 2 years. Who on earth would have anticipated any of this? Like, nobody. So this is what I'm saying. So I don't see myself as a failure, okay, and I do not see myself as a victim in life or a victim of life circumstances. But sometimes things happen in life you didn't anticipate. I didn't anticipate to be doing all this shit on my own the way that I am, because of being surrounded by toxic haters and jealous haters, bitches and bastards. I never anticipated, from trying to do good in my life, in trying to better myself and do good for myself, all the hate that this would have brought upon myself. I never anticipated that part. And I think, to be honest with you, for the longest time, it just put me off doing anything. Yeah, that's what happened. And I spent the longest time reassessing my life goals, reassessing myself and who I want to be, and what I want to be, what I want to do in my life, what I want to accomplish, and who and what I want to be.